Welcome back, everybody, once again to Titans Tube. My name is Justin, and with me, as always, is Jake. And Jake, we're going to be breaking down the Titans matchup, or whatever is left of this Titans roster in their matchup against the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Jake, it is a early, late season game. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is a big game late in the season. But still, 4 games left to go after this one, or 5. I think, we have 5 games left after this game. And this is a big one, Jake. I mean, I can't believe this Patriots team has put themselves in the position that they have, along with the Buffalo Bills losing a few games here and there. And what do you know? If the Titans drop this game, the 1 seed in the AFC will go to the New England Patriots with the rookie quarterback. Man, what a bounce back season that they've been having. And as for the Titans, I mean, can we just survive and get to this bye week? It cannot come at a better time, or it could have come weeks ago and it would have been great. I mean, we are just desperate to have a week off for us to get rested up. Because, man, it's a struggle out there, Jake. We are going to be coming into this game with no A.J. Brown and, of course, no Julio and Derrick Henry as expected for them, among other injuries. We are super banged up, and man, it's going to be it'll be an uphill battle. I'm going to be completely honest, and I don't want to sound too pessimistic. I am not really looking forward to this game, Jake. Let's play it. Let's see what happens, and let's get to this bye week and get this team healthier. Because this Patriots team, man, they are going to come ready, and they're riding a 5-game winning streak. It is only to in this 5-game winning streak, it is only to 1 playoff team. So maybe you still have some doubters out there, Jake. I don't know. How for real do you think this New England Patriots team is?
It might be my fanhood boiling up into this weekend, or I don't know. I've had this game circled on the schedule for a while, ever since Mac Jones started to put it together. And I am not so much a Patriots truther this year, Justin. You look at their wins, and their only real quality win was over the Browns. Yes, they did it in incredibly impressive fashion, 45-7, but that was the only playoff team they've beaten all year, Justin. They've had the luxury of playing the Jets twice this year. I mean, that would have been an 0-2 spot for the Titans, but the Patriots had a luxury of kind of working through some kinks getting through those Jets games. But anyways, I'm not a firm believer that the Patriots are back and Bill Belichick has built the empire up again, because they haven't won anything, Justin. This isn't Tom Brady in 2000. This isn't, we can't say that. Nobody can say that without a shadow of a doubt. So we'll see. And, Justin, whenever I feel not very excited or thrilled going into the weekend, I said this in the picks video and the recap video of Houston, but that's when Mike Vrabel goes out and wins football games, Justin, when you very least expect it, when you feel as low can be. That's when the Titans show up and get their upset wins. Yeah.
And I mean, that's the kind of trend that is still, giving me some hope and optimism that, hey, we got a shot in this game for sure. But at the same time, I'm just, Patriots are looking, like you said, against the Browns, dropped 45 on them. The Jets are the Jets, but they dropped a 50 burger on them a few weeks ago. Shut out the Falcons. I mean, they are really feeling themselves. So the Titans are catching them at a pretty bad time with how injured they are themselves. But we'll see. We'll see. I do like the back up against the wall mentality, where the Titans can deliver a W when you least expect it. So let's get into this, Jake. Take it away here. Let's start off here with the Titans passing offense in their matchup against this Patriots defense and secondary, this defense is good, Jake. I mean, we struggled against the Texans, and this defense is going to be even a bigger challenge. So what are we looking at here?
Yeah, no doubt. And before I hop in, I just kind of want to note that people really forget that half of the Patriots starting defense seemed opted out for COVID in 2020. So they had a really stout number 1 defense in 2019. They got that kind of taken away from them in 2020, but now everybody's back and they're firing on all cylinders, Justin. They have a very good defense. So Titans passing offense, man, we just need to survive. Period. You have 3 players. We are filming this on Saturday morning. As of right this second, Justin, there are 3 wide receivers on the active roster for the Tennessee Titans. That is Nick Westbrook-Akina, Chester Rogers, and Dez Fitzpatrick. Those are your three guys. Maybe
Good
I'll get
Lord.
a call, obviously the Golden Tate signing this week, probably step right up. Golden Tate, you're in the lineup, man. And maybe Mason Kinsey sighting for all the Mason Kinsey believers out there, including myself. So we'll see. We'll see if they can't get it together. We need the production from the tight end position, Justin. Whereas Anthony Firkser been all year long, now would be a great time for him to step up. At any time would be a great time for him to step up.
You know where the tight end production is, Jake? It's on the other side of the football where Jonnu Smith plays.
Yes.
That was our tight end production last year. Yes. He hasn't been producing for the Patriots. So why doesn't he just come back across the sidelines and catch passes from Tanny like the good old days?
Yeah. Even just for this game, Justin. Anything would help. So, and then obviously all signs point to the quarterback, Tannehill, coming off of the worst game in his career, his first ever 4-interception game. I doubt he repeats that, Justin. It would be bad. It would be real bad. And there would be a lot of questions if he repeats that performance this weekend. But, it's kind of a here goes nothing kind of situation with this passing offense. And then flipping sides of the ball to the Patriots pass defense. Great. They're 6th in the league in yards allowed per game. So that's great. They're top 10.
Wonderful.
Headlined by J.C. Jackson and Jalen Mills at cornerback, and then Kyle Duggar, and long tenured, he's been there seemingly forever, Devin McCourty at the other safety. And not to mention Adrian Phillips, who has 4 picks on the year for this Patriots team. So it's going to be a real challenge to trot out there with Golden Tate and Dez Fitzpatrick and Chester Rogers and try and get some separation and find some spots for these guys. But good God, man, it's just going to be a survival. See if we can't get some rushing production, take some weight off of Tannehill's shoulders. I also would like to see Tannehill run a little more. I mean, I don't even want to say it, knock on wood. I know people are saying, oh, when your quarterback runs, he gets hurt. And with the Titans injury luck this year, I mean, Ryan Tannehill is the last domino standing. So I would like to see him run a little more, get a few first downs with his feet, especially when it's there. And we're seeing him start forcing some of these late in the play throws, and it's not going good for him. So right now, Justin, the advantage has to go to this Patriots passing defense. The Titans just don't have the bodies to go into Foxborough and take this advantage.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It's, you said, maybe it might be time to worry about Tannehill if he does have another 3-4 interception game. But man, look at what he's going to be dealing with. I mean, I feel like the offense, it's going to be slow going again, and Tannehill is going to have to be forced to make some risky throws, force some balls into tight windows to these 2nd, 3rd, 4th string wide receivers that we have. So there could be some more turnovers to be had on the field. I'm sure this Patriots defense is licking their chops. They're smelling blood in the water. They're going to get after Tannehill up front and force him to, make these plays with these receivers that we have against this very proven secondary. You mentioned them, McCourty and J.C. Jackson, who's got 6 picks on the year. I think that puts him at 2nd in the league. So there's some ball hawks back here who are just waiting for Tannehill to throw them the ball, because he's been throwing the ball right to the defense seemingly a game or once or twice a game for several games in a row now. So it could be tough sledding. And hopefully, this Patriot or this Titans offensive line can at least give Tanny a chance. Don't let him get pressured. Allow him to sit back there, feel comfortable. And I think that would give us our best chance for him to make the right decisions and the right throws. But I agree, you got to give the advantage to this stout Patriots pass defense, who I believe they've recorded 3 pick sixes too. I mean, we can't have any of that. We can't have any of those kind of setbacks in this game. But yeah, I think they clearly get the advantage there. And looking, staying on the same side of the ball, the Titans rushing offense versus the Patriots run defense. I mean, so happy trails, Adrian Peterson. He will no longer be getting 4th and 1 carries up the middle to get stuff. Hopefully Dontrell Hilliard can carry the load moving forward. I mean, how about Hilliard? He came in last week, hadn't played a snap with this team, and had about 80 total yards of production on the ground and through the air. So hopefully we can get some rhythm from them. And It's going to be an offensive line that is going to be missing Nate Davis yet again with a concussion. So hopefully he's able to get healthy and will come back after the bye week. So we're going to be looking at Aaron Brewer once again to take his spot at right guard. But I thought this rushing attack was kind of a positive last week against the Texans. That game just kind of got away with us with all those red zone turnovers and turnovers in general. But I thought they ran the ball pretty effectively with Foreman and Hilliard. But of course, it's going to have to be much tougher against the Patriots front seven than the Texans. I mean, there's a lot of studs on this front seven as well. You got Lawrence Guy, Chase Winovich, who's been there for a long time. Jawan Bentley. I don't know how to pronounce that one, Jake.
Jawan, maybe.
Jawan.
Yeah.
Jawan Bentley. Matthew Judon, who is clearly their leader this year as far as production. He leads their team with 10.5 sacks, I believe, to go along with 11 tackles for loss. Having a big year coming over from the Ravens. And of course, Dante Hightower. Tennessee born and raised, has been playing for the Evil Empire for a long time now. He's one of the best. He may be slightly getting over the hill at this point as far as age goes, but still a great player on that front seven. And of course, you have Kyle Van Noy, who's been in the league a long time. This is a loaded front seven, Jake. I mean, here's a big key. Todd Downing. I mean, how much confidence do we have to out-coach a Bill Belichick in a defense coached by Bill Belichick? It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. I'm sure Belichick has been scheming like crazy to shut down this pretty simple Titans offense. I saw a pretty simple vanilla offense last week against the Texans without our top players. So it's going to be tough. Todd Downing's going to have to come in with some creativity, with something new, some new looks. I think he's going to have to really dig deep in the playbook to keep the Patriots on their toes, to keep them guessing. We're going to have to come with a balanced offense, Jake, or we're going to be leaning on our defense to pull out like a 10-13 victory. I mean, that could be what we're asking our defense to do. But it's going to be tough. And again, I see the Patriots with the advantage here. With the rushing defense. Oh, and I didn't mention at the top, as far as stats go, they ranked ninth in the league. So
awesome.
They are top 10. And say what?
I just said awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Top 10 in both passing and rushing defense, yards allowed per game. So it's tough. Tough times. I do not want to be in Ryan Tannehill's shoes this weekend, Jake. What do you think? Do we have a chance to see some success in the run game?
You're absolutely right, Justin, and that the point you made about Todd Downing. I mean, it seemed like in the Houston game, and honestly the New Orleans Saints game as well, if we're even going back that far, it feels like this Titans offense maybe has 5 or 6 plays that they choose from, and we run them over and over and over and over again. There's got to be some kind of different look, and you can give them. And I get it. You don't have any bodies on the offensive side. You don't have any of your, top 4 or 5 weapons, it seems, on offense. So I get that your playbook can fall back to be a little vanilla, but we can't have that. You have to go out and attack the defense. And it's, if you just lay down and run 5 or 6 plays over and over again against the New England Patriots, they're going to eat you alive. So it's all about Todd Downing bringing some creativity in, Justin.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what he brings to the table here. Let's swap sides of the ball, Jake. Tell us about this Titans pass defense and what we're going to be seeing for this Patriots passing offense.
Yeah, so this Titans passing defense, Justin, I feel has been playing well. They're 23rd in the league in yards allowed, but I just feel like in certain spots and against certain teams where their backs may have been up against the wall and you didn't expect this Titans secondary to come through, i.e. the Rams game on Sunday night, they play well in spots. So hopefully this group is getting Jackrabbit Jenkins back after him missing the Houston game last week. I feel like they certainly missed him, especially on the short and intermediate routes. But Christian Fulton's still holding it down as cornerback 1, and Elijah Molden just keeps getting better, Justin. I want to highlight the play he made last week. It was on a 3rd down where it was a pass out to the flat, and it looked like the wide receiver for the Texans had the first down, but Elijah Molden came up and just drove him backwards, 4th and short, of the Texans punt. It's those kind of plays that need to be made by this Titans defense, especially in this game, because it's going to be a slugfest if the Titans are going to have any chance in the world. So love to see Elijah Molden keep growing and coming into his own as a rookie in this league. But this secondary just needs to make plays to, I hate to put it all on them, Justin, or I hate to put it all on the defense, but this just defense as a whole needs to make plays. Paging Kevin Byard now would be a great time to have at least one interception, or, you know, anybody get a turnover, fumble. It's going to be an opportunistic day, word of the week yet again. It's going to come down to this defense just trying to scratch and claw and make plays to get this Titans offense jump started in a way, because it feels like they're dead. So flipping sides, going to the Mac Jones truthers of the world. The Patriots pass offense is dead center of the league, 16th in passing yards a game. But Mac Jones just gets more and more and more hype, Justin. He's you're hearing the comparisons to the early Patriots teams, and Belichick has done it again. But they haven't won anything yet, like I said at the top. So it's going to be a fluid situation. But there could be an evil empire, part 2. The Empire Strikes Back, Justin, on the horizon with Mac Jones and the Patriots team. His weapons on the outside include guys like Jacoby Myers. Kendrick Bourne is a big producer for them. And they're bolstered a little bit, Justin. They have Hunter Henry at tight end, Nelson Aguilar at wide receiver, and of course, our old friend of the program, Jonnu Smith, will be looking to seek a revenge game, much like Desmond King last week for the Houston Texans. So as far as this goes, if the front 4 can get a little bit of pressure on Mac Jones, I would call this one a push, Justin, because the Patriots passing statistics don't really jump out super heavy at you like the defensive statistics did for New England. So right now, I would call it a push, especially if Jackrabbit Jenkins can return. I think this is maybe a push for the Titans secondary.
Yeah, I would agree. The weapon that scares me most on this passing offense from the Patriots is Hunter Henry. I mean, you look at the linebackers will be trotting out there for coverage. You got Jayon Brown, and I suppose it's going to be Monty Rice with him, with both David Long Jr. and Rashaan Evans missing the game. And we've seen Jayon Brown struggle in coverage this year, as like guarding running backs or tight ends. So hopefully the defense, we're going to have to come in with some kind of different game plan for Hunter Henry. Maybe bring Hooker down or Byard, or just put another body on him, because he's definitely a threat at the tight end position. While at the same time, I do have confidence in our cornerbacks being able to slow down, may hopefully shut down entirely a receiver or two on the outside. Looking at Christian Fulton, it would just be nice if he's able just to lock down one side of the field. And so that allows the defense to be more flexible in covering their other weapons, like Jacoby Myers or possibly one of their running backs, Stevenson or Damian Harris, coming out of the backfield to catch some passes. So I agree. And it is a lot going to have to do with the pressure that we're able to get on Mac Jones as well. Big game again for Landry and Big Jeff Simmons to get after Mac Jones. Hopefully, make him look like a rookie. Make him look like what he is. This guy has played in 11 NFL games. Gonna have to try to force him into some mistakes and help out this secondary and give them better opportunities to get a turnover. Just the whole putting a lot of pressure on this defense, but hopefully they're coming into this game knowing, hey, we got to go out here and win this one for the team and for this offense, because we know how undermanned we are on that side of the ball. But I like it. I think we can give ourselves a push here, and what we're able to do at cornerback against these receivers. And I like our pass rush, and hopefully we're able to force some mistakes from Mac Jones. So I like it. Hopefully, the revenge games have not gone well for ex-Titans players against the Titans. Corey Davis lit us up for 100 yards and a touchdown. Desmond King got a couple picks on us. I might be missing another one out there that has had a good game. So hopefully Jonnu has had an uninspiring season so far in his first year with the Patriots, but hopefully that continues. We do not need a Jonnu Smith breakout game. This would not be a good time for that. Let's take this push here, Jake. I like it.
I like it. You want to take this front 7, Justin, for the Titans, who seems to keep rising in the rushing defense rankings?
this certainly has to be the best unit on this Titans team. Is this rush defense, this front seven. Like you said, they keep rising. We're still climbing. We seem to be gaining one more spot each week. We do these preview videos. Now we are 5th in rushing yards allowed per game. And you said it here on our notes. This Titans rush defense, it is the cornerstone of this team at this point, and hopefully that's a element of the game that can carry us, that can make this Patriots offense be more one-sided. Where they're going to be forced to pass the ball to have any kind of production, keep them unbalanced. We're going to have to get it done without Rashaan Evans and David Long Jr. As I mentioned before. They're going to be going up against Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, who's really been their running back. That's their running back that has come on of late. And it's a good thing that we're facing a less mobile quarterback this week in Mac Jones, because last week the defense did everything right, and it was just those 2 plays we gave up to Tyrod Taylor, who was able to break away to the outside and scramble in for their only 2 touchdowns of the afternoon. Getting a bit of a less mobile quarterback in Mac Jones. So hopefully the defense is able to hit home whenever we get some pressure on him. As far as rushing goes, though, this is a solid group of running backs, and with their production, they're able to keep this Patriots offense balanced and giving Mac Jones some opportunities, whether it's play action or it just opens up things in general for him to be able to make plays with his arm. And that's going to be how they're going to be looking to do it. And they've seen some great success, obviously, this year. I've already mentioned the 40, 50-point games that they've put on some people. And of course, I mean, they're just, again, opportunistic. About to use that word again. This whole team is just opportunistic. The defense is good at taking the ball away and putting the offense in good positions, in good situations, and they're taking advantage and just continuing to put points on the board. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, as far as the stats go, Patriots rushing offense, middle of the pack in yards per game. Titans top 5 now, we can say, and rush defense. I think we can give ourselves one. Can we give ourselves a check mark in this category, Jake?
Yeah, I'm on board with you, Justin. And it seems like a lot of teams are going pass heavy against this Titans team. I think back to Trevor Siemian and Matthew Stafford throwing north, and even back to Carson Wentz throwing almost 50 passes, 3 straight games in a row. Justin, this has really become the cornerstone of this Titans team. It's kind of the last bastion that we have to hold on to, is that we have been good at stopping the run this year, and our run stoppers have remained healthy, maybe sans David Long, but it's been a group that's been a very positive spot. And if the Titans can keep this up and kind of turn Mac Jones into one-dimensional, it could go a long way to helping the Titans on Sunday. And it's going to come down to, I guess that's more of a key to the game. We can do the quick special teams cleanup real quick, Justin.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go to special teams real fast. Our guy, Randy Bullock, tracking his kicks. Justin, he missed a point after touchdown last week. And it seems like when Randy misses, the Titans lose. When he doesn't miss, the Titans win. That's
no pressure,
that's
Randy.
Our sample
no
size
pressure.
that we've seen throughout the year. Because the last time he even missed an extra point, was the New York Jets game when he pushed the overtime tying field goal. So interesting stat there to keep on Randy Bullock. See if the Titans can't pick up a win when he misses. And Brett Kern doing his thing as always. And on the Patriots side of the ball, longtime kicker Nick Folk has been really, really steady and good for them this year. And their punter is Jake Bailey. Great name there for their punter, Jake. That's a nice, handsome name.
Gotta love the Jakes of the world. Yeah.
But okay, Justin, I don't know if you want to get into some of the keys this game. Do you have anything that surfaces for you? How can the Titans scratch, claw, survive, get to the bye week, and how can they do it on a winning note?
We've got to make this a defensive battle. I think back to that 2019 game when the Patriots had one of the best defenses in the league, and our defense was able to shut down their offense, particularly in the second half, and was able to shut them out. Titans go on to win 20-13, but really it was like 14-13, because we got that very late pick six by Logan Ryan in the last, 10, 20 seconds of the game. So it's going to have to be that kind of formula. And of course, it can't be really that kind of formula because we rode Derrick Henry 30 plus times for 195, I think, rushing yards. And you're not going to get that from our two guys that we're going to be trotting out there today. But just in the sense of our defense has got to keep us hanging around in this game. I think, we have got to win the turnover battle. We've got, like, on the offensive side of the ball, we can't have 5 turnovers, obviously. The defense played great against the Texans. They allowed less than 200 total yards against them. But 5 turnovers is 5 turnovers, and you're going to give up some points. Especially when you're giving them the ball inside your own 10-yard line. So, got to win the turnover battle. And it starts with Tannehill taking care of the ball. That's first and foremost. And second of all, I said it before, but I think this defense is going to have to get after Mac Jones, get in his face. Don't let him get comfortable whatsoever. And that's going to be a tough task because I know Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick, they're going to come in and find ways to get Mac Jones in rhythm, get him comfortable throwing the football, get him maybe, play action outside the pocket, throwing on the run. Probably giving some Titans this different looks because, Belichick and McDaniels aren't dumb. Of course, they know the Titans have a very stout defense, and they're going to try to put Mac Jones in the correct positions to make plays. So it's going to be up to this defense to just execute and get it done and get after Mac Jones. I feel like I've been saying Mac Jones like 1,000 times now.
Who?
Get after
Mac Jones.
Yeah. Bust out that song.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make them uncomfortable and get pressure up the middle. If you want to make comparisons to Tom Brady, the way to beat Tom Brady is to constantly get in his face with pressure up the middle, distort his field of view, and he's not mobile enough to scramble outside and make a play on the run. So hopefully Mac Jones is sort of like that in that weakness, and we can get Big Jeff and Danico Autry and our other guys up front in his face, never let him get into a rhythm. And of course, be able to contain the run, keep them one-dimensional, as you put it.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my keys to the game, Jake. Take care of the football and pressure and get after Mac Jones. The pressure on the quarterback has got to be there for us for this defense. And of course, I'm going to pick the Titans to win. That's going to be part of my score prediction. I never pick against the Titans. This team is still 8-3. We've seen them perform when their backs are against the wall. I think it's going to be tough sledding. It's going to be lower scoring. I'm going to give the Titans a 19-16 victory up in Foxborough. Wow. We're going to have a lot of good. It's going to be a good, slim Randy game, and he's going to have to make all of his kicks, yes. As you said. Titans win when he makes all of his kicks. Of course, it's a coincidence at this point, but I think points are going to come at a premium, and we can't miss out on any kind of field goal or extra point attempt whenever we ask him to make those kicks. So that's what I'm seeing, Jake. What do you think?
Okay, so when you brought up last week, Justin, and the Houston Texans barely scored north of 20 points when the Titans had 5 turnovers, and that's not even counting the 2 turnover on downs, Justin. If you want to count that as a turnover statistic, the Titans gave Houston the ball 7 times. Seven times. And so if you do that with a Bill Belichick coach football team, the Patriots might score 100, Justin. They might go north of triple digits. And you're not going to be hanging around with a slinger's chance like Ryan Tannehill had. The Titans had the ball with a chance to go win the football game with 3 minutes left, and they had turned the ball over 6 times up to that point.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable that was even a possibility, and it's not going to be a possibility this week. So you said it, they have to take care of the football. You cannot give any gifts to the New England Patriots right now, especially when you're scratching and clawing yourself because you have nobody to play offense, Justin. So that's going to be number one. Number two is we're going to need to see at least 3 sacks by this Titans front 7, or maybe Elijah Molden can get in there and get one, Monty Hooker. Any way it can come, the Titans need at least 3 sacks on the defensive side because it shows that they're at least being disruptive to what the Patriots game plan is. And my last thing is we're going to need to see a Mike Vrabel galaxy brain kind of coaching move in this one. You think back, going back to the 2019 playoff game where he effectively ran 3 minutes off of the clock just by doing nothing. And so if Mike Vrabel can come in and out-coach and out-scheme Bill Belichick, which he has in the past, he's 2-0 against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. So if he can come in with a solid plan and the Titans can execute the solid plan, obviously that's the most vanilla key to the game ever, but it's just because the Titans are so depleted right now. They're so beat up, and the only way you're going to do it is by a super calculated, fist fight in the trenches. And, the Titans, they play big boy football, Justin. We have no problem putting on the big boy pants and winning these knockdown, drag-out games. So that's what this game is going to have to turn into if the Titans have any chance of winning, because this offense isn't going to boat race anybody, Justin. So those are my keys. I'm going to pick the Titans to win this football game, Justin. Contrary to, what you might have thought, I'm going to take them 23-20. Randy Bullock, game winner as time expires.
Ooh, I like it. I feel like I have a feeling Randy Bullock is going to be a very key player in this game. Yeah. He's able to make some kicks, but I think, we saw us, give a lot of edges and advantages to the New England Patriots coming into this game. But one that we don't really have a edge or talk about a lot is the coaching edge. And we've got to win that category. Like you said, Vrabel, big galaxy brain, got to come in here, trying to stay a step ahead of Belichick, as difficult of a task as that may be. But that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take for this Titans team to go up into Foxborough and get a win, considering the state of the roster at this point. But regardless, even, Jake, even if we drop this game, the Titans are going to be 8-4 at the bye week with 5 games left, including another shot at the Texans. Hopefully we can get the second one and get healthier. We got the Jags again. We got the San Francisco 49ers at home. I know the Niners are coming on a little stronger as of late. We have Pittsburgh and the Dolphins, who, again, are coming on as of late, but of course a beatable game. So this Titans team is still in good position to make the playoffs. And as long as we can just get healthy, and we see, the Titans team that we saw against the Bills and the Chiefs earlier this year, and we can get to that kind of style of football and play Titans football to our identity and getting Derrick Henry back, then I give us as good of a shot as any other team to make a run in the playoffs and get to and win a Super Bowl. Fingers crossed on that. Absolutely. So we just gotta get there. If we gotta limp into the playoffs, as far as losing a few games on the way there, then so be it. But as long as we're not limping as a roster, because all of our players are hurt in that regard, then we can't be doing that. But so win or lose, the Titans can take another L. They've done enough good things early on in the season where the season's still not over or in jeopardy. Exactly. Still afraid of these Colts and if they're going to be catching us if we can't, get healthy and start stringing off a couple wins here. So that's going to be big. If we do make the playoffs, it would be nice to be able to stay home and host a game as division champions. But, that's still far into the future. But as for this game goes, we'll see. It's another test for Vrabel to put something together with a depleted roster. And he's done it before, and we're asking him to do it again. We got a chance, Jake. We can still, we got a chance with this team and their fighting spirit.
So you're saying there's a chance, Justin. That's all the Titans need. That's all the Titans need. I can't remember the list of games. I mean, it even goes back to his first year. I remember his first win as Titans head coach. The Titans had nobody on the offensive line. They were playing Houston, that meant something when Houston was good.
With Deshaun Watson, who was their quarterback. And we won with Blaine Gabbert. And we had the Kevin Byard fake punt pass to Dane Cruikshank.
It's going to have to be that kind of game, Justin.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be that kind of find any which way, any kind of slight advantage the Titans can take and execute on. It's going to take that. And Mike Vrabel should be in the coach of the year conversation. Not that I necessarily care about his accolades or anything like that. We know he's a great head football coach. But Justin, it's all about perspective after this weekend. If Ryan Tannehill does go out and throw 4 more interceptions in Foxborough, or this Titans team gets rolled over, it's all about perspective. If I would have told you that the Titans were 8-4 going into their bye. They swept the Colts, had the tiebreaker. They're firmly in the lead. Yes, there's no Derrick Henry, but you're expecting to get him back for the playoffs. You would be content. You would be happy with that. So the Titans still have a huge shot at the playoffs. If they lose this game, their playoffs position isn't in jeopardy. Now, if they lose to Jacksonville after the bye and the Colts keep winning, then there might be a panic button coming out. But this Titans team would have to absolutely wheels fall off, total collapse for that to happen. I mean, knock on wood, it could happen, Justin, but it's such a slim margin there. So I just don't see it happening. It's just, we got to get to the playoffs, get healthy, and just go from there. Like you said, limp into the playoffs any way possible, but get healthy at the right time. And why not us? So it's about going up. Let's slay that dragon a third time. Give Mike Vrabel his hat trick against the evil empire of the Patriots and be 3-0, I believe. So hopefully he can deal one to his former head coach this weekend. Justin, do you have anything else to take us out to the bone?
No, I think that's it. You wrapped it up beautifully. Big time game. I think is it going to be Romo and Nance on the call? I
think so. Yeah, the headlining game on CBS.
Oh, in front of the national audience. How are we going to look? Ryan Tannehill, no pressure, Tannehill. You got the whole country watching you.
I would love to see the stats of the Titans games that get Romo and Nance, because I always feel like it's a top billing game and they're not expecting the Titans to do anything. I mean, you think the Kansas City game in 2019 and, the playoff game, the playoff runs, but
I feel like you do well whenever they're the commentators.
Yeah. So there you go. Slam all of your money on the Titans this weekend. We're going to go get the win, Justin, in Foxborough, and we're going to come back still with that number 1 seed heading into the bye. I would love to see it. Ryan Tannehill, it's on you, man. No more 4 interceptions. He should have had even more turnovers than that, but we just got to hold on to the football, Justin. My God. I think that's going to do it for us. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Tighten up. Everybody have a great football weekend, and let's go beat New England.
Beat New England. Gotta beat them. Tighten up, y'all.